Hey guys, in this video I would like to show you the ISDT Q6 Plus 300W 14A smart battery charger and see if we can find out what makes it smarter than other chargers. The charger comes in a small box and shows all certificates I like to see, especially CE. On the front of the charger you have its display. In the images the protective sticker is still on, so you can see where the revolution starts. In the bottom center is a pushable scroll wheel to navigate the user interface, which has a nice haptic feedback and scrolls very smoothly. On the left side of the charger you can find the XT60 power supply port. The charger can be powered with anything that provides 7 to 32 volt input voltage. So you could for example charge your smaller batteries from your 6 amp hour 6S battery, power it from your car, or simply use a power supply. Here is also the update port. Looks like a stereo jack, so I assume a serial interface, but I did not investigate further. On the back of the device you can see a fan. The device also has a pretty chunky heatsink, which is hard to see on the pictures, but I'm pretty convinced that it will not overheat. On the right side you have your XT60 output and your balancing port. This device can charge any LiPo from 1 to 6S, and with 14 amps of output current it is also a great choice if you are into parallel charging. Just make sure that your source can handle the draw. The charger weighs in at 123 grams, feels very high grade and looks very neat, at least in my eyes. Alright, let's power it up, check out the user interface and charge something. To power it up I will use one of my old 2.2 amp hour batteries. As you can see from the display, no battery is connected for charging, but there is a section for every cell. By pressing the scroll wheel for about 2 seconds you can enter the system menu. The first menu item, max input power, allows you to limit the input power between 50 and 330 watts in increments of 10, so you can adjust this to the maximum output power of your connected power supply. The second menu item, min input voltage, allows you to set the input voltage at which the charger will stop charging. This is useful in case you are charging from another battery, so you do not over discharge it. I set this to 11 volt since I'm charging from a 3S battery, but this may be set from 7 to 24 volts in increments of 0.5 volts. Now I'm starting to see where the attribute smart comes from. The other menu items are pretty self-explanatory. In backlight you can change the brightness of the display. It also has an automatic setting at which it adjusts to the brightness of the surrounding, pretty nifty. In volume you can change the volume of the buzzer. Completion tone may be set to single or repeat. You can also set your preferred language here. Firmware sharing seems to be the right option in case you want to upgrade the firmware. In system information you can see the hardware and software versions, and also the serial number of your device. System self-checking seems to run a short self-test script. That are all the options from the system menu, so let's go back to the main screen. By short pressing the scroll wheel you enter the task menu. As tasks you can select charge, discharge and storage, which allows to discharge your batteries to storage voltage if you are planning on not using them for a longer time period. And you can discharge with up to 3 amps. Battery type, cell voltage and cell count should be pretty self-explanatory and may be left as they are. The current settings should be adjusted to the current you want to charge with. I will be charging a 3S 850 mAh battery, so I set it to 0.8 amps. This means I will be charging with a little less than 1C. Alright, let's plug in the battery. As you can see, the voltage of each cell is displayed. Short press the scroll wheel and select start. The screen changes to a red theme to indicate that charging is in progress. If you are discharging, the theme changes to a pink tone, and when storage mode is active, it changes to purple. So everything is nicely color coded. In the upper left you can see how long the charging process is in progress, and on the top right you can see the charging progress in %. In the main section you see how many amps the battery is charged with and how many milliamp hours have been charged already. Below this you can monitor the voltage of each cell. If you scroll down, you can see some more stats like input and output power, temperature, power consumed, and how many batteries you have charged over the day and overall. After charging for some time, the screen will also show the internal resistance of your cells, which is a really great feature if you want to keep track of the health of your batteries, other than simply looking for puffiness. Technically, this also gives you the chance to verify C ratings of your battery, but that would be a topic for a whole other video. But let me know if you're interested to hear more about that. Once the charging process is finished, the charger will beep and the main theme will switch to green. Shortly after that, it will switch to blue and play the completion tone. Depending on if you have repeat set, the completion tone will be repeated about every minute or so. When not connecting the balancing lead, the charger will scream at you, but it will allow charging after confirming cell count. This is useful in case you are charging a single cell. Other than that, I would recommend to always charge with the balance lead attached. I am pretty impressed by this device. At first I thought the display is just a gimmick, but having seen the features, it would be hard to set up otherwise. Also, the wide range of input voltage is a big plus. I like the power and voltage limiting features. The form factor is very impressive too. It is so small that it will fit in your pocket. They also give you XT60 connectors so you can wire up your own power supply of choice. The fan went off mainly when discharging batteries. The temperature that seems to trigger the fan is around 60 degrees and stops when the device is back to around 55 degrees Celsius. One minor annoyance is that when the shutdown voltage is reached, the charger will scream at you and stop charging, but it will not power off itself. But since I assume that you are not charging unattended, it should not be too big of a deal. I have now charged a couple of dozen batteries with this charger and I am loving it. If you are looking for a solid charger or want to treat yourself to a good small charger, I can definitely recommend this one. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Also like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it.